the recording now, and the recording has started, Chair.
Great, thanks, Chloe. I'm happy to chair the meeting. Can I ask for a proposer, please?
I'll propose that you chair, Scott.
Thank you. And a seconder?
Happy to second.
Thanks very much. Thank you both. Okay, good morning and welcome to the hybrid meeting of Environment, Regeneration and Streetscene Service Cabinet Board on the 14th of November 2023. I'm Councillor Scott Jones, the Cabinet Member for Street Care. A few points that I need to cover before we move on to the agenda items. I can confirm that this meeting will be recorded, and can I please ask that everyone ensures that your phones are switched to silent for the duration of the meeting. Can members and officers who are present in the chamber please use your microphones when speaking. If you wish to ask a question, those who are on Teams, please can you raise your electronic hand, and those who are in the chamber, if you can raise your physical hand. Therefore, I move on to agenda item 3, declarations of interest. Can I ask members if there's any declarations of interest, please?
I see no indication, Chair.
Okay, thanks, Chloe. Therefore, we move on to agenda item 4, minutes from the previous meeting. There are 2 sets of minutes included on the agenda for approval. Firstly, the minutes from the meeting held on the 14th of September 2023 and are on pages 5 to 10. Can I ask if there's any questions or observations from members on the minutes, please?
I see no indication, Chair. No.
Thank you. Okay, therefore, can I have a proposer, please? Councillor Phillips, are you happy to propose the minutes?
I wasn't in attendance at either of the previous meetings, Chair, so can't really propose.
Councillor Jones, if you're happy to propose the minutes, because you were there, and Councillor Hurley was in attendance as well.
No problem. Yeah, Councillor Hurley, are you happy to second?
Happy to second, chap.
Great. Chloe, can you confirm the minutes have been approved, please?
Yes, Chair, the minutes have been approved, the ones on the 14th of September 2023.
Great, thank you. Okay, secondly, the minutes from the meeting held on the 6th of October 2023 are on pages 11 to 16. Can I ask if there's any questions or observations on them, please?
I see no indication.
Okay, thank you, Chloe. I'll propose the minutes. Can I have a seconder, please?
Happy to second.
Thank you. Chloe, can you confirm that the minutes have been approved, please?
Yes, Chair, the minutes of the 6th of October 2023 have been approved.
Great, thanks very much. Therefore, we'll move on to agenda item 5, forward work programme. The forward work programme is here for noting on pages 17 to 20 of your agenda pack. Can I ask members or officers if there's anything further to add, please?
No, Chair, nothing further to add.
Thank you, Chloe. Therefore, we'll move on to agenda item 6, public question. I can confirm that we received no notifications from the public for today's meeting. Therefore, we move on to agenda item 7, key performance indicators 2023 to 2024 quarter 2. The report is on pages 21 to 44 and is here for monitoring. Can I ask officers if there's any further comments to add, please?
Nothing further to add, Chair.
Okay, thank you. Can I ask members if there's any further questions, observations?
I see no indication, Chair.
Okay, thank you. As previously mentioned, this report is for monitoring. Therefore, I can confirm that we will note the report. I'll move on to agenda item 8, list of approved contractors. The report is on pages 45 to 58 and is here for decision. Can I ask officers if there's any further comments to add, please?
No comments to add, Chair.
Thanks, David. Members, any questions or observations?
I see none, Chair.
Okay, thank you. Therefore, I refer members to the recommendation on page 47 of the circulated agenda pack. Can I ask for a proposer, please?
Happy to propose, Chair.
Thank you. And a seconder?
Happy to second, chap.
Thank you. Members, if you do not indicate to the contrary by raising your hands, I'll assume that you're in favour of the recommendation. Chloe, can you confirm if this item has been approved, please?
I see no indication to the contrary, Chair, so I can confirm that recommendation has been approved.
Great, thank you. Therefore, we move to agenda item 9, proposed traffic regulations order. The report is on pages 59 to 72 and is here for decision. Can I ask officers if there's any further comments to add, please?
No comments, Chair.
Thanks, David. Any questions or observations from members?
No, I see no indication, Chair.
Thank you. Therefore, I'll now refer members to the recommendation on page 61 of the circulated agenda pack. Can I ask for a proposer, please?
Happy to propose, Chair.
And a seconder?
Happy to second, Chair.
Thank you. Members, if you do not indicate to the contrary by raising your hands, I'll assume that you're in favour of the recommendation. And I'm now going to ask Chloe to confirm that the item has been approved, please.
I see no indication to the contrary, Chair, so I can confirm that recommendation has been approved.
Okay, thank you. Therefore, I move on to agenda item 10, Quad Road, Pontardawe, Disabled Resident Parking Places Order 2023. The report is on pages 73 to 86 and is here for decision. Can I ask officers if there's any further comments, please?
Nothing to add, Chair.
Okay, thank you. Members, any questions or observations?
I see no indication, Chair.
Okay, thank you. Therefore, I'll refer members to the recommendation on page 76 of the circulated agenda pack. Can I ask for a proposer, please?
Happy to propose, Chair.
Thank you. And a seconder?
Happy to second, Chair.
Thank you. Members, if you do not indicate to the contrary by raising your hands, I'll assume that you're in favour of the recommendation. I'm therefore going to ask Chloe to confirm if the item has been approved, please.
I see no indication to the contrary, Chair, so I can confirm that recommendation has been approved.
Thank you, Chloe. Moving on then to agenda item 11, Highway Asset Management Plan. The report is on pages 87 to 196 and is here for decision. Can I ask officers if there's any further comments for the report, please?
Yes, Chair. Just to note that I pledged in the meeting that we would go through the report and expand any abbreviations and acronyms where necessary, because there was a comment from members that there was rather a lot of them, and they felt that it would benefit from doing that. So I've committed that we would do that before we publish it.
That's great. Thanks very much, Mike. Okay, any questions or observations from members, please?
I see no indication, Chair.
Okay, thank you. Therefore, I'll refer members to the recommendations on page 91 of the circulated agenda pack. There are two recommendations. I'll take them in their entirety. Can I have a proposer, please?
Happy to propose, Chair.
Thank you. And a seconder?
Happy to second, Chair.
Thank you. Members, if you do not indicate to the contrary by raising your hands, I'll assume that you're in favour of the recommendation. Therefore, I'm going to ask Chloe to confirm if the item has been approved, please.
I see no indication to the contrary, Chair, so I can confirm those recommendations have been approved.
Great, thank you. Okay, agenda item 12, Street Lighting Energy. The report is on pages 197 to 204 and is here for decision. Can I ask officers if there's any further comments to add, please?
Just to note that we have got an amended recommendation from the Scrutiny Committee.
Thank you, Mike. My understanding is that the recommendation that has come from the Scrutiny Committee, that as officers, I think you've advocated that it would take up too much time and resources at this current stage of the process. Am I right in believing that? However, that you've agreed that you will do your best to try and improve the documentation that's proposed to go out for consultation.
We'll certainly do our best, and I know the Chair of Scrutiny asked that I give my commitment at the time that we could put it in a map, and I couldn't give that commitment actually in the committee, but we'll endeavour to do what we can, and if we can put it in a map, we will.
Chair, I don't know if it's useful for me to read out the amended recommendation so that it's clear what was actually put forward by the Scrutiny Committee. So it's the recommendation that's detailed on page 204 with the addition of and that the consultation to include clear mapping of areas affected. So I don't know if officers feel that is it's including the mapping, the recommendation of the mapping, but it's not specific, so specific. So I'm not sure, Mike or Daniel, if you've got any comments on that specific recommendation.
Dan, you want to comment?
On that, it'll be that we'll have to speak to again IT colleagues and see if there's anything we can do where we can supply them with the lists that we already have, and then they can implement it into a map of sort, and they can go out with a consultation and then can go to members.
Okay, thanks, Dan. On that basis, it's going to be difficult, I believe, on this occasion to support the recommendation for the reasons set out by officers. Can I ask members if there's any further questions or observations, please? Nope, there are none. Okay.
I see. Councillor Ken Phillips.
Yeah, sorry, Ken.
Yeah, just to agree with you, Scott, in terms of the amended recommendation, that it would be difficult to implement that given the potential staff time involved.
No problem. Thanks very much, Ken. And I do appreciate that Mike has made a commitment that him and our service managers and staff will do their utmost to try and improve the current documentation. Therefore, can I ask for a proposer on the recommendation, please?
Chair, can I just clarify? Are you firstly, are you going to get? Are you not happy with the amended recommendation? Because
Yes,
we would first have to deal with the amendment that scrutiny put forward before we go to the recommendation that's in the report.
Yes, thank you, Chloe. It's advocated that the Cabinet Board is not going to support the recommendation from scrutiny.
Okay, I'm just checking. Is there any indications to the contrary on not agreeing with the amendment that was put forward? Nope, I see no indication. So if we move to the actual recommendation detailed on page 204 of the report, Chair.
Yeah, great. Thank you. Therefore, I refer members to the recommendation on page 204 to the circulated agenda pack. Can I ask for a proposer, please?
Happy to propose, Chair.
Thank you. And a seconder?
Happy to second, Chair.
Thank you. Members, if you do not indicate to the contrary by raising your hands, I'll assume that you're in favour of the recommendation. And I'm now going to ask Chloe to confirm if the item has been approved, please.
Thank you, Chair. So I can just confirm in that the amendment put forward by Scrutiny Committee was not carried, and the amendment detailed on page, the recommendation detailed on page 204 of the circulated agenda pack is approved, and there's no indication to the contrary on that one, Chair.
Great, thanks very much. Therefore, I'll move on to agenda item 13, Zero Emission Vehicle Infrastructure Strategy. The report is on pages 205 to 336 and is here for information. Can I ask officers if there's anything further to add to the report, please?
Nothing further to add, Chair.
Thanks, Simon. Members, any questions or observations, please?
I see no indication, Chair.
Okay, thank you. As previously mentioned, the report is for information. Therefore, I can confirm that we'll note the report. Thank you, Simon. Agenda item 14, electric vehicle on-street home charging. The report is on pages 337 to 358 and is here for decision. Can I ask officers if there's any further comments on the report, please? No. Okay,
none, Chair.
thank you. Thanks, Mike. Members, any questions or observations?
I see no indication, Chair.
Thank you, Chloe. Therefore, I'll refer members to the recommendation on pages 344 of the circulated agenda pack. There are two recommendations, and I will be happy to take them in their entirety. Can I ask for a proposer, please?
Happy to propose, Chair.
Thank you. And a seconder?
Happy to second, Chair.
Thank you. Members, if you do not indicate to the contrary by raising your hands, I'll assume that you're in favour of the recommendation. I'm now going to ask Chloe to confirm that the item has been approved, please.
I see no indication to the contrary, Chair, so I can confirm those recommendations have been approved.
Thanks very much. Therefore, I move to agenda item 15, electrical vehicle and charging infrastructure, transition to ultra-low emission update. The report is on pages 359 to 378 and is here for information. Can I ask officers if there's any further comments to add to the report, please?
None to add, Chair.
Thanks very much, David. Members, any questions or observations?
We have one indication in the chamber, Chair, from Councillor Jeremy Hurley.
Okay, yeah, Jeremy,
Yeah,
thank you.
just like to thank officers for the update, and also the work and the continued work that goes on to taking us to net zero. So appreciate all that they're doing. Thank you.
Great, thanks very much, Councillor Hurley. Members, as previously mentioned, this report is for information. Therefore, I can confirm that we're happy to note the report. And therefore we'll move to agenda item 16, urgent items. I can confirm that we have no urgent items at today's meeting. Therefore, I'll move to agenda item 17, access to meetings, exclusion of the public. Members, at this point, we have to consider the information contained within the private reports. Can I ask if members are in approval to move into the private session? And if so, can I ask for a proposer, please?
Happy to propose, Chair.
Thank you. And a seconder?
Happy to second, Chair.
Thank you. Members, if you do not indicate to the contrary by raising your hand, I'll assume that you're in favour of moving into the private session. And I'm now going to ask Chloe to confirm if any hands or objections are raised, please.
I see no indication to the contrary, Chair, so I can confirm that we will move into private. We will just stop the recording and check that any public or press have left the meeting.